Hello students. Hello students. Uh, Today we are going to study experiment on study of LT electricity bills. So before going to see actually what is a LT electricity bill, first of all we will see how to calculate the per unit bill in your home or residential area. Now the numerical on this we have already discussed in the class. It is the part of syllabus on unit number 6. Then also we will discuss once again a sample uh, numerical or example on how to calculate electricity bill. For that, first we will calculate a simple numerical on how to calculate per unit, means how per unit is calculated, per unit uh, energy consumption is calculated in your home. For that, we will take an example of an electrical geyser or electrical heater that we use in our home to boil the water for bathing purpose. Now consider a 20 liters of water, 20 liters of water whose initial temperature or room temperature of that water is 20 degrees Celsius. It is in a bucket in which we are immersing immersion heater to heat this particular 20 liters of water whose initial temperature is 20 degrees Celsius. The power input or the wattage of that particular electrical heater input power, that we write as EI, is equal to 2.5 kilowatts. So the rating of the immersion heater is 2.5 kilowatts, and we are raising the temperature of the water from room temperature, that is 20 degrees Celsius, to 95 degrees Celsius. 20 degrees Celsius to 95 degrees Celsius. Now to raise the temperature of water from 20 degrees Celsius to 95 degrees Celsius, or the change in temperature is 75 degrees Celsius. So to bring a change in water from 20 degrees Celsius to 95 degrees Celsius, so I am using an immersion heater. The efficiency for this process we are assuming as 90%. Efficiency is 90%. We will assume the specific heat capacity of the water, specific heat capacity, that is C, is equal to 4200 joules per kg degree Celsius. That is 4200 joules of energy, heat energy, is required to increase the temperature by 1 degree Celsius for 1 liter of water. Now here it is kg, so we'll assume that 1 liter of water is equal to 1 kg of mass. In terms of mass, this is assumption. So our mass is 20 kg, and the specific heat capacity of the water is 4200 joules per kg degree Celsius. That is 4200 joules of heat energy is required to raise the temperature of water by 1 degree Celsius for 1 liter or 1 kg of mass. Okay, so here we are going to calculate the kilowatt hour or 1 unit which is required for this whole process. Okay, now what is our initial temperature of water is 20 degrees Celsius T1, final temperature is 95 degrees Celsius, so change in temperature here it is 75 degrees Celsius. Then efficiency of this process is 90%. Okay, and we have the specific heat capacity of the water at 4200 joules per kg degree Celsius, and the input power of this immersion heater is 2.5 kilowatt. Okay, now as we have discussed already in the class while solving this type of numerical, first we have to calculate the sensible heat. Sensible heat. The formula for sensible heat is equal to mass into specific heat into change in temperature. So mass is 20, specific heat is 4200 into temperature is 75 degree Celsius. So sensible heat energy is equal to 6.3 into 10 raised to 6 joules after calculating the calculator. Now this sensible heat is nothing but the output heat energy that we are coming across when we apply immersion heater of 2.5 kilowatts. Okay, when we apply an electrical supply, input energy of 2.5 kilowatts, input not energy, input power of 2.5 kilowatts for raising the temperature of water from 20 degrees Celsius to 95 degrees Celsius. Okay, this is the change in temperature. Now, as I have discussed that this particular specific heat energy is nothing but our output energy E naught. Okay, now from the output, now this output energy is in the form of joules. Okay, now in the same way we have to calculate the input energy in the form of joules itself. Okay, so input energy is nothing but output energy upon efficiency. Now what is output energy? That we have got 6.3 into 10 raised to 6 joules is the output energy upon efficiency is 90%. Okay, which is nothing but 0.9. So here we will get the input energy after calculating. It is 7 into 10 raised to 6 joules. So the input energy that we take from MSEB, that Maharashtra State Electricity Board or input supply, is nothing but 7 into 10 raised to 6 joules. So 7 into 10 raised to 6 joules is the input energy that is required to change the temperature of water from 20 degrees Celsius to 95 degrees Celsius after applying an immersion heater whose rating is 2.5 kilowatts. Are you getting it? So this 7 into 10 raised to 6 joules we have already seen is nothing but watt second in terms of watt second. 7 into 10, as we know that 1 joule is equal to 1 watt second. Therefore 7 into 10 raised to 6 joule is 7 into 10 raised to 6 watt second. Now as we need input energy in terms of kilowatt hour for our bill purpose, so input energy in terms of kilowatt hour is equal to 7 into 10 raised to 6 watt second. Kilo for kilo divided by 1000, and for hour 1 hour is equal to 3600 seconds. So input energy in terms of kilowatt hour is, calculating this we will get input energy as 1.944 kilowatt hour. Now we know that 1 kilowatt hour is equal to 1 unit of electricity. 1 unit. Therefore, the unit consumed for that specific immersion heater, if we use it to raise the temperature of water from 20 degrees Celsius to 95 degrees Celsius, 20 डिग्री सेल्सियस से 95 डिग्री सेल्सियस को जो टेम्परेचर राइज हो रहा है उसके लिए जो इलेक्ट्रिसिटी यूज हो रही है वो कितनी यूनिट है? 1.944 यूनिट. This is for one electrical appliance that we are using in our home, okay, for a specific time. So in the similar way, the your energy meter which is placed in your home at the entrance of your home, it calculates the whole unit charges. It calculates the whole unit charges for the all electrical appliance that you use in your home for some specific time. Okay, so this is one example of only one immersion meter. ऐसे बहुत सारे इलेक्ट्रिकल अप्लायंसेस आप यूज करते हैं, उसके हिसाब से आपका पर डे जो यूनिट कितना यूज हो रहा है वो निकलता है. पर डे के हिसाब से यू विल गेट दी यूनिट्स यूज फॉर 1 month, and on the basis of that 1 month unit energy bill is calculated. Now why we are referring LT electricity bill? Because we are LT consumer, low tension consumer. लो टेंशन और हाई टेंशन ऐसे दो कंज्यूमर्स होते हैं. जो भी रेसिडेंशियल एरियाज होते हैं वहाँ पे लो टेंशन लाइन आती है, और जो भी कमर्शियल यूज के लिए इलेक्ट्रिसिटी यूज होती है वो होता है हाई टेंशन. एचटी लाइन उसे कहते हैं. वहाँ पे एचटी सप्लाई दिया हुआ होता है, उनका इलेक्ट्रिसिटी बिल अलग होता है. वी आर गोइंग टू डिस्कस द एलटी बिल, दैट इज द रेसिडेंशियल बिल. ओके, दिस इज the process how units are calculated. Now we have already discussed some numericals in the class regarding how to calculate units, or in this same numerical you can calculate the time also. What is the time required exactly to raise the temperature of water from 20 to 95 degrees Celsius. Okay, that we have already discussed. But we are today we are going to deal only with this particular units. Units are important. Okay. Now we will see. आपके सबके घर में जो इलेक्ट्रिसिटी बिल आता है वो आपको सामने रखना है, ठीक है. इलेक्ट्रिसिटी एमएससीबी का जो बिल आता है दैट यू हैव टू कीप इन फ्रंट ऑफ यू, एंड वी आर गोइंग टू एनालाइज डिटेल दैट पर्टिकुलर बिल. उस बिल में जो कुछ भी पॉइंट्स है दैट वी आर गोइंग टू डिस्कस. ओके, व्हाट आर द इम्पोर्टेंस ऑफ दैट ईच एंड एवरी पॉइंट. आर यू गेटिंग इट? नाउ we will exactly see just a minute. Okay, is my screen visible? Now first we will see what are the various charges that are placed on an electricity bill. So these are the charges that are placed in an electricity bill. First is the fixed charge. Second is the energy charges. Energy charges are nothing but the units that you actually consume per month. Third are the wheeling charges. Fourth is the fuel adjustment charge. Fifth is the electricity duty. Sixth is the tax on the sale, interest and other charges. And seventh is the delayed payment charges and prompt payment discount. So these are all the charges that are applied for a single connection, and that is reflected in your electricity bill also. Now we will see one by one in detail what are these charges. The first is the fixed charges. Now fixed charges, what are fixed charges? Each month the consumer has to pay a specific fixed amount to the electricity company, and this amount needs to be paid even in the absence of power usage. These charges are mainly towards the network infrastructure like electricity cable network, transformer, substation. These are fixed charges are nothing but related to the infrastructure that is required. वो जो लाइन है इलेक्ट्रिसिटी की वो पर्टिकुलर सबस्टेशन से आपके घर तक लाने के लिए जो चार्जेस लगे हुए हैं उसके हिसाब से फिक्स चार्जेस लगाए हुए हैं. So fixed charges are determined based upon the total connected load of the consumer and the type of connection. Which type of connection will come under single phase or three phase? You are a LT consumer or HT consumer, first thing, and depending upon the लोड, कितना लोड आपको सैंक्शनड है उसके हिसाब से फिक्स चार्जेस जो है वो लगाए हुए थे। और ये फिक्स चार्जेस का एक गुड एग्जांपल अगर पैरेलल में देना है तो आप किसी भी रेसिडेंशियल एरिया में जहाँ पे रहते हो इन पर्टिकुलर सोसाइटी, the maintaining charges of that particular society you pay per month. After you have purchased that particular flat, then also you have to pay the maintenance charges. This is such like that only fixed charges that you have to pay for the electricity mode. ये कुछ कम नहीं होते. This is according to the connected load. Okay, these are fixed. Therefore, they are called as fixed charges. Now, this is the fixed charge tariff, which is effective from 1st of April 2020 to 31st March 2021. So there are two categories for LT consumers. First is LT1A category and second is LT1B. Now LT1A is nothing but the residential BPL. BPL means nothing but below poverty level. Below poverty level has the charges of fixed charges of 26 rupees per month. अभी it depends upon the connected load also, load कितना sanction है. Okay, and second is LT1B, which is ours, that is LT residential, and for that the fixed charges that are charged per month are 100 rupees. Now additional charge of rupees 10 per connection per month shall be applicable if the LT residential consumer are in corporation area. Means if you are staying in a corporation area, महानगर पालिका area में अगर आप रहते हो, additional rupees 10 can be charged. It depends upon where you stay exactly. So your fixed charges you can see which is reflected on your bill is nothing but 110 rupees. Okay, and for families who come under below poverty level, their fixed charges are rupees 26 per month. The second are the energy charges. Now energy charges per unit. Now this is nothing but per unit charge that electricity board charges for a particular residential consumer. Now this particular cost is determined upon the number of units consumed by the consumer. आप कितना units use करते हो per month. Second, the rate for the initial unit is low and it gradually increases for subsequent units. Means एक slab उन्होंने decide किया है. According to that slab, the energy charges are charged to that particular residential consumer. For this purpose, the units consumed are split into different slabs. As I already told you, the intention behind this approach is to incentivize lower consumption and penalize higher consumption. Means उनका इंटेंशन यही है कि आप अपनी जो इलेक्ट्रिसिटी आपके घर में आ रही है वो जितना मिनिमम यूज कर सकेंगे उतना वो चार्जेस कम है. अगर आप बहुत ही ज्यादा एनर्जी यूज कर रहे हो तो चार्जेस बढ़ते हैं, उसके हिसाब से स्लैब बढ़ा है. दिस इज नथिंग बट दिस इज फॉर द सेक ऑफ सेविंग इलेक्ट्रिसिटी, which is socially a good thought. Okay, now here you can see that for LT1B, that is LT residential, first slab is of 100 units, second slab is of 200 units that start from 101 unit to 300 units, third slab is from 301 unit to 500 units, and fourth slab is above 500 units. Means if you are using a electricity under 100 units, आपका बिल अगर 100 यूनिट से कम आता है आपके घर का, so that in that case rupees 3.46 per unit is charged. Means for first 100 units the charge for the electricity that you are going to use is 3.46. अगर आपकी रीडिंग मीटर की 100 के ऊपर है, मीन्स इट कैन बी 101, 102, 103, 140, 190 till 300, 101 से 300 यूनिट अगर आपका उसके बीच में अगर आपका बिल है तो उसमें in that case first 100 units are charged 3.46 per unit only, but the next after 100 units the charge increases to 7.43 per unit, and if you are using more than 300 units till 500 units it is charged rupees 10.32 per unit. Means in this case first 100 units are charged 3.46 per unit, then next 200 units are charged rupees 7.43 per unit, and after that from 301 to 500 units the next slab you are going to be charged as rupees 10.30. जितना आप ज्यादा यूज करते हो उतना आपका जो चार्जेस है वो बढ़ने वाला है. Okay, and the last slab that is above 500 units, the electricity board will charge you after 500 units per unit according to rupees 11.71 rupees per unit. So these are the charges that are acquired for LT1, that is type B, LT residential consumer. And again, LT1 type A residential below poverty level consumer, they are charged here fixed, that is rupees 1.12 per unit. Okay. Now you can see here changes in number of units per slab depending upon the billing period. Now here the billing period is also very important. Okay, आपकी इलेक्ट्रिसिटी बिल पर लेफ्ट साइड के कोने में वहां पे आपका बिलिंग पीरियड होता है, बिलिंग मंथ. ओके, इन दैट यू कैन सी दिस थ्री टाइप्स, that is billing period is of 29 days, second billing period can be of 30 days and billing period can be of 31 days. If a billing period is of 29 days, we consider per month for 30 days, so according to that 29 divided by 30 is 0.97. So in that case your first 97 units will be charged for 3.46 units. Again, next, that is multiply 200 by 0.97, you will get 194 units. Next 194 units will be charged for 7.43 per unit. First column देखिए यहाँ पे, sorry, first row, that is billing period is of 29 days, that we are discussing now. So if your billing period is of 29 days, then instead of 100 units, it will be first 97 units. Instead of 200 units, it will be 194 units. Instead of next 200 units, that is 300 to 500 कितना 200 यूनिट होता है ना, it will be 194. And instead of first 500 units, sorry, it will be 485 units. Okay. If your billing period is of 30 days, then the 30 divided by 30 will be 1. So it will be same, first 100 units, next 200, next 200 and next and above 500. If your billing period is for 31 days, then it will become 31 divided by 30 is 1.03. So 1.03 multiplied by 100, it is 103 units. 200 divided multiplied by 1.03 is 206. Here also for next 200 units, it will become 206 units. Means first 103 units will be charged according to 3.46 units if a billing period is 31 days. Next 206 units will be charged for 7.43 units. Okay. And after that, next third slab, that is of next 206 units, it will be charged for rupees 10.32 per unit. And last, up till 500 means 515 and above will be charged according to rupees 11.71 per unit. Okay, so these are the charges according to the billing period. So you can observe on the electricity bill that what is the billing period, whether it is of 29 days, 30 days and 31 days. We will calculate one sample bill also after you get knowledge of this whole parameters. The next are the wheeling charges. Wheeling charges are associated with the wheeling of electricity or transmission of electricity from the generating station to the load point. Load point means your home, where actual utilization of electricity takes place. So these wheeling charges are nil for BPL consumers below poverty level, and LT1, that is residential consumers, are charged as 1.45 rupees per unit. So it depends upon the unit consumption. Again, if you are your per month bill is 100 units, then the wheeling charges will be 145 rupees per month. That will be also reflected on your electricity bill. Next is fuel adjustment cost. Okay. Now what are the fuel adjustment costs? In order to supply power to the consumer, the electricity company needs to purchase power from the power generation company. Now there are many power generation companies. Okay, Mahagenco is there, then Tata Power is there, then Adani Power is there. Okay, these are nothing but the power adjustment. This rate of power purchase can vary due to certain inevitable circumstances. That is, these circumstances are nothing but increased prices of oil or natural gas in the global market, increased demand for power और shortage in power supply. ये इसके according जो है वो प्राइसेस कम ज्यादा होते रहते हैं, उसके हिसाब से फ्यूल एडजस्टमेंट कॉस्ट जो है वो एडजस्ट की जाती है. इन सच इवेंचुअलिटीज the electric company has to purchase power at higher price in order to meet the demand. Now, the bill that you are getting from the, suppose from MSEDCL, that is Maharashtra State Electricity Distribution Company Limited. ऐसा नहीं है कि MSEDCL जो है वो power it takes from only Mahagenco, that is Maharashtra Generation Electricity Corporation Limited. It can take power according to the demand. It can take power from the other private power sectors also. So उसके हिसाब से जो है according to that the rate of that power, that at which rate they are taking the power, again the inevitable circumstances such as increase of prices of oil or natural gas in the global market. It depends upon the demand also, demand and shortage of power. तो उसके हिसाब से रेट जो है वो चेंज होते रहता है. So these particular changes are adjusted in this particular fuel adjustment cost. Okay. So the difference in price is recovered from the consumer to the fuel adjustment. ये जो difference create होता है, it is adjusted from the consumer itself. आप ही pay करने वाले हो, which is adjusted in this particular fuel adjustment cost. Now it is calculated on the basis of number of units consumed by the consumer slab wise every month and mentioned on the reverse side of bill. Back side of bill आप अगर आप देखोगे तो वहाँ पे आपको ये fuel adjustment cost जो है वो दिखाई देगा. Next is electrical duty, electricity duty. The government of Maharashtra levies duty on the power utilized by the consumer. Okay, this amount is calculated as the specific percentage of the bill, which includes fixed charges, energy charges, wheeling charges and fuel कॉस्ट एडजस्टमेंट चार्जेस. ये चारों की एडिशन मिला कि उसके हिसाब से जो है आपको इलेक्ट्रिसिटी ड्यूटी जो है वो लगाई जाती है. The rate and the reference number of the government regulation order under which electricity duty is applied is mentioned again at the back side of the bill. उसका भी डिटेल जो है आपको बिल के बैक साइड पर दिखाई देगा कि इलेक्ट्रिसिटी ड्यूटी कैसे लगाई जाती है. This is the last point, that is prompt payment discount and delayed payment charges. ये आपको बिल पर ही समझ में आ जाएगा that they will give you a specific date. If you pay that bill particularly in that date or before that date, you will get a in terms of cashback, जिसे कहते हैं cashback बोलो या फिर आपको एक reward दिया जाता है which is called as prompt payment discount. The prompt payment discount is nothing but 1% of the monthly bill. मीन्स आपका बिल अगर 100 रुपीज है तो ₹1 आपको prompt payment discount के हिसाब से दिया जाता है. This is excluding taxes and duties, which is provided to the consumer for payment of electricity bill within 7 days from the date of the issue. If आपकी date of issue, for example, 11 September है. Okay, so if you pay a bill before 17 September, you will get 1% of the whole bill as the prompt payment discount. And delayed payment charges are also be charged by the electricity board. That is, बिल पर ही आपको दिखाई देगा कि 17 सितंबर के बाद एक पर्टिकुलर डेट आपको वहाँ पे दिखाई देगी. उसके बाद अगर बिल पे करोगे तो इतना एक्स्ट्रा 10 रुपीज चार्ज आपको भरना पड़ेगा. एंड इफ यू cross that date also, then again extra charges you have to pay on your particular bill. So in case the electricity bill is not paid within the due date mentioned on the bill, delayed payment charges on the bill amount, including the taxes, duties, etc., shall be levied on the simple interest basis at the rate of 1.25% on the billed amount for the first month of the delay. Means they are giving discount 1%, and if you delay the payment, then the charges are 1.25% on your whole bill. मीन अगर आपका बिल जो है 100 रुपीज है तो if you delay, so per 100 rupees the delay is 101.25 rupees you have to pay for that particular company. Okay, now here you can see the actual snapshot of that particular bill. देखो ये मराठी में लिखा हुआ होगा MSEDCL का बिल है ये. स्थिर आकार is nothing but the fixed charges. Here you can see this is a residential PMC area bill, so it is 100 plus 10, that is 110. Okay, after that वीज आकार means energy charges, means the units that you have consumed according to that slab, the bill is provided 683 rupees. Then वाहन आकार म्हणजे at the rate 1.45 per unit वहाँ पे लिखा हुआ है मराठी में. So it is nothing but wheeling charges. ईंधन समायोजन आकार, which is nothing but fuel adjustment cost. Then वीज शुल्क, which is electricity duty, which is 16%. Okay, so that is 161 rupees. After that वीज बिक्री कर, that is tax on the sale. Okay, which is also calculated per unit. And interest, which is nil, and other charges, Here it is also made. So total bill is 1167.48. And below you can see delayed and prompt payment charges, delayed payment charges. So after this date, your bill is actually 1167.48. If you cross the date, you have to pay 1180. Okay, and prompt payment discount of ₹10 can be applied if you pay the bill before 23rd September. How that discount and delayed charges are calculated, you can see in the left yellow box. 1.25% on the billed amount, including all the taxes, duties, etc. That is 1.25% on 1167.48. That becomes 14.59. So 1167.48 plus 14.59 is nothing but 1180 round of figure. And 1% on fixed charges, energy charges, billing charges. इसका तीनों का मिला के 1% अगर आप देखोगे, that is 110. This is the fixed charge, स्थिर आकार. 683 is the energy charge. Then billing charges are 213. तीनों का मिला के उसका 1% होता है. तो तीनों का मिला के होता है 1006.45 and 1% is 10.06. So if you pay your bill before due date, you will get additional discount of 10 rupees round off. Okay, so this is nothing but a sample bill, and we have discussed all the parameters on that particular bill. Now we will see how now this is the task that you have to perform in your home, keeping your bill in front of you. Now how to perform that task, that I will explain. Now in the first step, you have to see what is your total units consumed. Now here you can see on the top side, after your name, your bill number, consumer number, उसके नीचे आपको दिखाई देगा टोटल कितना यूनिट कंज्यूम किया है. Here you can see it is 147 units. Please note down that. First step, note down the units consumed, 147 units. Now second step, you have to look for a billing period. Now here you can see billing period is 1.03 months. 1.03 is nothing but your billing period is 31 days. Okay, 31 divided by 30 is 1.03. 31 days का आपका billing period है. ये भी आपको नोट डाउन करना है. After that, you have to refer the slab. तो 31 days का slab आपको पता है. First 103 यूनिट मेरा आपका टोटल बिल कितना है, टोटल यूनिट कंज्यूम कितना है, 147 यूनिट. उसमें से पहले जो 100 यूनिट्स है उसको मल्टीप्लाई करना है आपको. 103 यूनिट्स उसको मल्टीप्लाई करना है आपको 3.76 यूनिट रुपीज पर यूनिट से. ठीक है. उसके बाद थर्ड स्लैब आपको रेफर करना है. नेक्स्ट 206 इज द स्लैब 2. नेक्स्ट 206 अगेन इज द स्लैब 3 एंड 515 इज द स्लैब 4 for billing period of 31 days. Now here you can see that I have calculated here. Original 31 days is 103, first 103 units, and remaining 103 minus 147 remains 44. So first slab for 103 units, second slab will be now for 44 units. Okay, according to that you have to calculate your bill. So 103 multiplied by here 3.46 is 356.38, and next 44 units multiplied by 7.43 units, it becomes 32.92, 326.92. So total energy charges, actual energy you are using in your home, उसका चार्ज कितना है, 683.3 rupees. ये आपका एक्चुअल एनर्जी यूज का चार्जेस है पर मंथ का. इफ योर यूनिट्स यू हैव कंज्यूम्ड आर 147 यूनिट, कितना यूज हुआ है, 683. और इसके अलावा जो बाकी आपको चार्जेस लगने वाले हैं, दीज आर नथिंग बट ऑल एडिशनल स्थिर आकार, दैट इज फिक्स चार्जेस, बिलिंग चार्जेस, टैक्स वगैरह भी, वो भी आप दैट ऑल्सो वी विल सी इन द नेक्स्ट स्लाइड. नाउ नेक्स्ट स्टेप नंबर 2, ये हो गया आपका एक्चुअली एनर्जी चार्जेस. स्टेप नंबर 2 टू कैलकुलेट फिक्स चार्जेस, फर्स्ट स्टेप 110 rupees. देन एनर्जी चार्जेस सेकेंड स्टेप, इट इज 683.30, नोट डाउन. Third, billing charges. Now billing charges as we have already discussed, it is 1.45 rupees per unit. Total units कितना है आपका, 147. So 147 into 1.45 is 213.15. This also note down. So fixed charges, energy charges, and third is billing charges. Billing charges कितना है, 213.15 rupees. Now next is to calculate the electricity duty. Okay, now electricity duty we have already seen. Electricity duty is calculated on the basis of fixed charges, energy charges, billing charges and fuel adjustment charges. इसका एडिशन कितना होता है, that you have to, उसके ऊपर 16% electricity duty लगती है, this fixed. for MSEDCL. So addition of this 4 is 1006.45 and 16% of 1006.45 is 161 rupees. So number 5 is the electricity duty, which is imposed 16% of the fixed charge, energy charge, wheeling charge and fuel adjustment charge, which is 161.03. This also note down. Okay. So here you can see this is your total bill. Fixed charges 110, energy charges that you are going to actually use, it is 683.30 rupees. Wheeling charges are 213.15 rupees. Fuel adjustment charges here it is 0. Electricity duty 16% of ABCD, it is 161.03. To tax on sale, interest and other charges. Okay. So this is nothing but your total bill 1167.48. Actual bill on energy consumption is 683.30. And remaining you can see these are the additional charges, fixed charges, billing charges, electricity duty, ये सब additional होता है आपके bill में. Are you getting it? Okay. Now this particular here you can see rounded amount 1167.48 is your what? Total bill that to be paid, and depending upon your bill payment cycle, आप bill payment time पर करते हो, कैसे करते हो, delayed करते हो कब, उसके ऊपर ये round of amount जो है वो charges जो है घटाए जाते हैं या फिर increase भी किए जाते हैं, which is nothing but 1160. So the final bill is 1160, bill amount rounded. Again here they will give you prompt payment discount or delayed payment charges. Means if you are paying bill on right time, before the due date, you will get additional 10 rupees discount. Okay, that is 10.061% of the fixed charges, energy charges and billing charge. And if you delay the payment, due date अगर आप cross कर रहे हो तो additional 1.25% on the whole bill. Means including the electricity duty also, they will charge you at 1.25%, which will be 14.59 rupees. So this is nothing but all about your LT, electricity bill. Now, as I have told you, the task is you have to take your electricity bill, home residential electricity bill in front of you. First, you have to see what units you have consumed, and according to that, without seeing the bill, you have to calculate this particular all charges. And again, yes, you have to match whether the bill calculated by you and mention on the LT bill, electricity bill, it is same or not. Okay. This was all about study of LT, electricity bill. Okay. So this is the factor which you should know as an engineer. I am talking as an engineer, not a mechanical engineer, IT engineer. You are an engineer, therefore आपके घर में जो इलेक्ट्रिसिटी बिल आ रहा है उसके बारे में आपको पता होना चाहिए. मीन्स अगर कुछ प्रॉब्लम हो बिल में तो यू कैन fight against that particular bill depending upon this particular calculations. Okay. So this is all about study of LT, electricity bill. Thank you.